All right, Minnesota Timberwolves beat the San Antonio Spurs 104 to 103, and yeah, they freaking dogged us, man. It's in the name, Timberwolves, Wolves, dogs, rawr. They're a badass team, man. I like the Timberwolves a lot. We match up really badly against Minnesota, almost like when we play against Minnesota, when we play against OKC, rather, OKC knows they're probably the better team than us. Even as a Spurs fan, I'll admit that they're probably the better team than us. Just like when we play against Minnesota, we know we're probably the better team than them. That's even debatable. Even for me as a Spurs fan, Minnesota is a badass team. I don't want to see them in the playoffs, and I don't think any team honestly wants to see Minnesota in the playoffs if you can avoid them. But, they're just a badass team. Again, like I was saying, I think we probably are the better team than Minnesota, just like the Thunder, probably a better team than us. But, OKC matches up really badly with us, and we match up just really badly with Minnesota. We'll get to the player stats here in a second. It's just a lead tracker right here. Of course, all the black is Spurs. This little royal blue is Minnesota. This is first quarter, this box is the second quarter, third quarter, so on and so forth. The top line would be a 20-point lead. So we were basically just dog walking them, Timberwolves dogs, no pun intended, but we're pretty much dog walking them just about all game long. I mean, right here in the middle of the second quarter, they cut it to probably maybe 3 or 4 points, I think. So they cut it pretty close, and then we respond, go on a run again. We push it up to 19 points. Our biggest lead was 19 points in the third quarter there. And I was kind of thinking what I'm always thinking. Unfortunately, I was thinking we have all this talent. We're blitzing this team like we blitz a lot of teams. Now it's time for us to just stomp them out and go up 25, 30 points and just put them to bed. Make sure they have no hope of coming back in the fourth quarter, and we're just never able to do that, honestly. The only game all season long where we've just absolutely stomped the team out and just told them this game is over before the fourth quarter even started was the first game of the season against Dallas. We beat them by 40 points. I think we were up literally 40 points at one point in that game. And there's been no other games all season long that we've been able to, just kind of stomp out a team like that. We always get a big lead, and then we kind of start squandering the lead. I made the point a lot of times we'll be up by 20 points and we start taking shots. We start having possessions that we would not have had if it was a tie game. We get kind of lackadaisical. We're a young team, so it happens. But anyway, back to the lead chart, though. We're just dominating literally all game long. Halfway through the game, once Minnesota kind of cut it close, I was thinking to myself, have they had the lead all game long? And they never did, except for these last little 3 minutes of the game. Anthony Edwards hit some big jumpers. Anthony Edwards is amazing out there. That some other players make some big plays. We'll get to it in a second, but again, just hats off to Minnesota. They're a badass team. I heard it was Clan the Spurs fan. He has a YouTube channel as well. If you watch Clan the Spurs fan, you should check him out. But he made the point Minnesota is just a bunch of dogs out there, and I guess we have dogs. Jeremy Sohan and Keldon Johnson probably our two biggest dogs in my opinion. Jeremy got no minutes this game, and we could have used him out there just to piss off Minnesota or to do something just for his toughness. But you know, it, it's all good. Hats off to Minnesota. They got us this game. They have 104. We have 103. So they beat us by 1 point. They have 50 rebounds. We have 49. So that was close. They have 23 assists. We have 19. So they got us in the assist battle. I thought both teams did a good job of moving the ball around and just passing the ball around. Minnesota just ended up getting us at the end. They have 9 steals. We have 6. That's not a huge difference. This one's pretty crazy. They have 7 blocks. We only have 1 block. I would assume the block was from Wemby, but I'm honestly not even sure. But that's pretty crazy for Wemby to play. He was limited minutes. He played maybe 26 or 27. But it's crazy for him to play and for us to lose the block battle because it's pretty rare that ever happens. We have the 14 turnovers. Minnesota has 9. Towards the end of the game in the fourth quarter, we just said, all right, just fuck it, guys. I guess y'all can win the game. Keldon Johnson had an inbounds pass to De'Aaron Fox. I don't know what the hell it was, but he just passed it. If y'all remember, it goes out like a foot in front of De'Aaron Fox, bounces right to Dante DiVincenzo. He turns around and just wets a 3 in the corner. And I was like, we're losing the game. We're probably still up like 8 points, maybe 6 points, something like that at that point. I just thought that's it. We're just going to blow the game. And I wish I was wrong, but unfortunately I was right. That turnover was horrible in the fourth quarter. There was another one. We already went French vanilla, De'Aaron Fox. He dribbles to his left. If y'all remember, he just kind of scoops. He throws like a scoop bullet pass inside. I want to say it was to Luke Cornett, and that's just off, and that gets turned over. We just fell apart down the stretch, and we just deserved to lose, to be totally honest. 43% from the field for Minnesota. We're 39%. It was a bit of a rock fight of a game. Just two awesome defensive teams, but hats off to Minnesota again. They held us under 40% from the field. They're just an awesome team. I like Minnesota a lot. We're 34% from three. They're 31% from three. Harrison Barnes knocked down some threes. De'Aaron Fox is still really off from three. We're missing Devin Vassell so badly. Just the threat he provides us, just as a transition player, 3-point shooter, but mainly we'll give him a screen. He comes off a screen. He gets right into the mid-range. He'll come off like a curl and just pull up right at the free throw line at the elbows. He has a handful of sweet spots in the mid-range, and once he comes around, somebody has to come off the corner three to help out. The big man has to pop up to contest Devin Vassell's mid-range shot. I know Devin Vassell is awesome. He does a lot for us. I think we all know that. But in these past however many games it's been now that we've been missing Devin Vassell, it's just glaring how much he does for us. We're just missing that score so bad, missing that mid-range threat, that one extra 3-point shooter, because Devin Vassell is like the missing piece for the team. Not to say we're going to win the championship this year. Hopefully we do. But as far as right now, we're just missing that mid-range threat. That kind of third option score is so bad. And when Devin Vassell is out there, we've seen our three-point shooting as a team has been so off since he got out, or since he's been out. Our three-point shooting was already a bit off even before Devin Vassell went out, but it's just been glaring how bad we're missing him. Once he gets back, our spacing's going to be much better once he gets back, because again, he's going to open up that mid-range area of the court. De'Aaron Fox can hit in the mid-range. Wemby can as well, but there's not really anyone else besides those guys. They're going to come off the dribble and just pull up in the mid-range and, draw the defense's attention to that mid-range area. We have 32 points in the paint. Minnesota has 50 points in the paint, so they shitted on us down there. It felt like it too. They were just dominating us in the paint. We have 13 second chance points. They have 10 second chance points. That's not really a big difference. We have 14 fast break points. They have 17 fast break points. What's the reason? What's the reason we lost the game? Let me know what y'all think. I think we just should have won the game, of course, to be honest. The reason we lost was just some shitty turnovers down the stretch, and we just lost focus down the stretch of the game, to be honest, because us in Minnesota, we're two really evenly matched teams. Minnesota can beat any team in the NBA. Again, I can't say enough good things about them, but we have the 14 turnovers, they have the 9. I know for a fact we had at least 2 turnovers in the fourth quarter. That Keldon Johnson inbounds to De'Aaron Fox. That other De'Aaron Fox, it was like a bullet pass down low to Rudy Gobert. They got turned over. We probably had more than 2 turnovers in the fourth quarter, but that's really why we lost. We just fell apart down the stretch. Just defensive breakdowns in the fourth, turnovers, and it just is what it is. It sucked to watch, but we're a young team. We need to take some losses like this so Mitch Johnson can go to the tape and tell the guys, hey, this is what we did wrong. This is what we did wrong. There's going to be a lot for us to learn as a team from this game, so that's one thing we can take away from it. I'll get to the Spurs stats after this, of course, but Rudy Gobert has the 2 points, freaking 14 rebounds, 1 block, 1 steal. Did a terrible job on Wembanyama. Wemby's just freaking cooking him every time he wanted to, and then they switch Julius Randle. Chris Finch is sick. Whoever their assistant coach was, he switches Julius Randle onto Wemby, and it's just the same old story. Wemby's gotten much better at it since his rookie year. Guys like Randle would just bully him and, completely knock him off his game. I wouldn't say that Julius Randle completely knocked him off his game, but once Randle got on Wemby, the entire game changed. Same thing like when Wemby was a rookie. Again, he's much stronger. It's not as bad as it was back then, but you just get a big physical guy on him. They can kind of get under him and use his leverage to make things hard for Wemby. And hats off to Julius Randle. He did an excellent job guarding Wembanyama. Julius just an awesome physical defender. And again, hats off. Awesome move by I'm just gonna say Chris Finch. I know he wasn't in the game. I'm just gonna say awesome move by Chris Finch, whoever the assistant coach is for Minnesota. But Randall made things really hard for Wemby in the fourth quarter. Julius finishes with the 15 points, 8 rebounds. Again, his biggest impact was the Wemby defense down the stretch. He did some other good things as well, though. Jaden McDaniels takes 9 shots, 12 points, 5 rebounds, 3 blocks, 2 steals. He's amazing defensively. He flashed defensively really brightly. He had a nasty block on De'Aaron Fox at the rim when De'Aaron blew by him. He had a couple other nasty blocks as well. I love Nas Reed. I wish we could. I don't know if we're still trying to trade for him. We were kind of interested in him at one point, and he would really bring our team together and get us up to really serious championship contention if we were able to get Nas Reed. But he scores 17, 11 rebounds, just a strong game for Nas Reed. Bones Highland is really fast with the ball. He has the 10 points, 1 rebound, gets a little 11 minutes out there. Mike Conley gets 12 minutes, just does his veteran thing. He's more of a locker room presence at this point for Minnesota. Dante DiVincenzo, that Keldon Johnson, I don't know if it was Keldon's fault, De'Aaron Fox's fault, but that baseline inbound just bounces to the corner in the fourth quarter. Dante just catches it and says, "Thanks, bro," and just rips a three in the corner. And that's when I knew I didn't give up on us, but I was like, fuck, we're probably going to lose this game at that point. It was just such a boneheaded turnover. Again, I don't know if it was De'Aaron Fox's fault or Keldon's fault, but that just shot us right in the heart. Dante knocks down 5 threes. He has 19 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 steals, 1 block. I love Dante DiVincenzo. I'd love to have him on the Spurs. I think any team in the NBA would love to have Dante. He had an awesome game. Anthony Edwards, 23 points. He shoots 48% from the field. Anthony Edwards, he's shooting like 50% on the season. It's just amazing what he can do as a scorer. He's 1 for 5 from three, 3 assists, 2 rebounds. Didn't do a great job playmaking for his boys out there, but he has that big shot. He gets around Wemby, hits that little floater off the glass. He had another nasty turnaround over Stephon Castle on the baseline. I want to say his 1-3 he did knock down in the fourth quarter. So Anthony Edwards, he was just huge down the stretch, like he usually is, and I honestly love Anthony Edwards as a player as well. Moving on to our guys, though, Stephon Castle. I'm really worried about Stephon Castle at this point. Maybe he's just in his sophomore slump. He misses threes, and people are worried about him missing threes, but he's just gonna miss threes. He's still trying to develop his three ball. Again, I was watching Clan the Spurs fan. He's another another Spurs YouTuber I watch. If y'all haven't checked out his channel, y'all should check him out. But he was saying about Stephon Castle, I've made the same point as well. It was cool to hear somebody else say the same thing I was thinking. Y'all probably think the same thing. It's like, why do we have a Stephon Castle trying to run full-time point guard duties? It makes no sense. Not to say he can't do it. He is more of a combo guard. He's between a shooting guard and a point guard. He can, he has 5 assists this game. He's averaging 7 assists on the season. So it's not to say he can't play make, but he makes really basic reads. He comes off a Luke Cornett screen. Luke Cornett goes up, easy lob. He comes off a Luke Cornett screen. The corner guy comes down to tag Luke Cornett. Oh, I have a wide open shooter in the corner, whips it out to the corner for a wide open three. Stephon Castle, he doesn't process the game like De'Aaron Fox. Even Dylan Harper has better court vision, I feel like, and he makes better reads than Stephon Castle does. Dylan Harper is still turnover prone as well, but Castle has the 11 points. He's 7 for 10 from the line, so that was good to see him finally get into the free throw line. I don't think that's his fault. He gets downhill a lot, and he doesn't get a very good whistle from the refs. The 5 assists, the 6 rebounds, but just the 7 turnovers, dude. He's been better taking care of the ball these past few games, at least maybe these past 2 games. But the 7 turnovers is just ridiculous. 11 points on 11 shots. It's not good either. Not to hate on Castle. I love Castle. I'm sure Castle's the first guy to say I suck this game. This was a really bad game for me. So I feel like most of our players hold themselves accountable. Mitch Johnson for sure holds them accountable. But I'm going to hold Mitch Johnson accountable right now. Why are we trying to run everything through Stephon Castle? He gets to 34 minutes. I have no problem with that. He's an elite defender at the point of attack on ball, and he's elite in transition. He's a really good finisher at the rim, but It makes no sense when we have De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox is a natural point guard. Point guard is the position De'Aaron Fox runs, and we see De'Aaron Fox is 6 for 19 this game. He has 12 points. I'm worried about De'Aaron Fox as well. Not so much as a scorer, but he's 0 for 6 from 3. His 3 ball has been really off these past. Our whole team's 3 ball has been off these past 10 games, so I guess we can just throw them all under the same bus there for the 3-point shooting. But Fox has the 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, only the 2 turnovers, and that's the thing. Like, Castle has the 7 turnovers. De'Aaron Fox has been a bit off these past few games, and I bet I know how to unlock him. Let him play his actual position. Let De'Aaron Fox be basically the full-time point guard. Use De'Aaron Fox the way we're using Stephon Castle right now. We have everything backwards. De'Aaron Fox should be the ball-dominant point guard. Ball-dominant, it's not the word, but y'all know what I mean. He should be the initiator on offense, and then Stephon Castle should play off the ball. I know Stephon Castle's not a great three-point shooter. I feel like that's why we don't like him to play off ball so much, because he can't really space the floor with his three-point shooting, but De'Aaron Fox can't really do that right now either. And now De'Aaron Fox is having some struggle games. And if we played him at point guard and let him be that point of attack point guard, he'd have way more opportunities to open up his looks and just get better shots out there. He does get the 19 shots for De'Aaron Fox, so it's not like he's not getting his shots out there. But if he's running point guard, he gets to get in the paint and just probe down there. He'll do the Steve Nash dribble where he gets along the baseline, then comes back into the paint, and you just have way more opportunities to get to spots on the floor and say, okay, this is really the shot I want to take, instead of catching the ball, late in the shot clock and then jacking up some 3 and going 0 for 6. Now he's 6 for 19 from the field, and De'Aaron Fox is not an inefficient player like that. If we let him actually run point guard, then he'd actually be able to probe and find more opportunities for himself and decide, okay, I'm going to take 19 shots this game, dribble to his spot and then decide, I want to take this shot. Now he has 6 more opportunities to take better shots inside of the arc, off the dribble, which he likes to do, instead of catching hand grenades at the end of the shot clock and going 0 for 6 from 3. One thing for De'Aaron Fox, too, hits those 2 big clutch jumpers down the stretch. I'm kind of thinking, all right, Swipe is going to hopefully take over. I know he was having a very off game up until that point, but he'll do that from time to time. Then he shows up when it counts. People made the point last play of the game. Was it Cornette gets the offensive rebound, kicks it out to De'Aaron Fox, takes the straightaway 3, and he can't knock it down. If you rewatch the play, Wemby's basically wide open on the wing. De'Aaron could have caught the ball and kicked it open to the wing, and Wemby would have got a shot off, but it was like maybe 2 seconds left, so I don't mind De'Aaron Fox taking that shot. Again, he could have passed it to Wemby. Wemby would have had a wide open 3, but he would have had to rush the shot, where De'Aaron Fox just stepped into a really good straightaway look for himself, and I didn't really mind the shot. Just our execution down the stretch. We'll get to Wemby in a second here, but in the fourth quarter, anytime that Wemby's on the court, if Nikola Jokic is on the court, if Luka Doncic, SGA, if they're on the court, it's a half-court set, they're going to touch the ball. I don't know if 100% of the time is accurate, but like 95% of the time, they're going to touch the ball. They have to touch the ball. They should touch the ball, because they touch it, they get double-teamed or triple-teamed. You swing the ball around, and life is easier for all of our other teammates. There were several possessions where Wemby's on the court, and he doesn't touch the ball in the half-court offense. And there's just no excuse for it. There's no reason for that. Again, let Wemby touch the ball. He's going to get double-teamed or triple-teamed. Pass the ball, swing it around. Somebody has a wide-open 3. We find De'Aaron Fox or Stephon Castle one-on-one with somebody, because there's 3 defenders over here on Wemby. Now De'Aaron Fox or Stephon Castle can attack a closeout and actually attack somebody one-on-one and be even more efficient for themselves. So that's one thing I would notice. There were times in the fourth quarter all game long where Wemby's on the court and he doesn't touch the ball. He doesn't have to be the one taking the shot, but just like with Jokic, SGA, Luka, they touch the ball every possession in the half court. Wemby's not the offensive engine, those guys are, but we're trying to develop him into that, and he just has to touch the ball. That's one thing I would notice when we're not getting him the ball in certain half court opportunities, and just inexcusable. He has to touch the ball. He has to touch the ball in the half court. Moving on, Harrison Barnes, Julian Champagnie. I usually evaluate those two guys together unless one of them had a way better game than the other. But hopefully they're back, baby. Harrison Barnes is 3 for 6 from 3. Champagnie's 3 for 7 from 3. Harrison Barnes took like a 30-foot straightaway 3 with maybe 1.5 minutes left. I didn't think it was a horrible shot. He was pretty open, but it was probably 16 seconds left on the shot clock. So I wish we would have gotten a better shot than that. Even in the moment when he was shooting it, I wasn't thinking, oh, that's a horrible shot. If he makes the shot, it's all good. But I was thinking to myself, we could have got a better shot than that for ourselves as a team. But Harrison has 13. Champagnie has 14 points. Harrison's 5 for 11. Champagnie's 4 for 9. Harrison's 50% from 3. Champagnie's 43%. They both knocked down 3 threes. And if they could do, they're probably not going to do this every night. These are two pretty solid shooting nights. But, Harrison's been really off. Harrison's been really, really off like these past 12 or 13 games. So hopefully he's turning it around at this point. He made like his first 1 or 2 threes, and you saw him just give him one of these, just like, thank God my shot's coming back. So hopefully he can get back into his hot streak. I blame Sean Elliott. Harrison has like 10 really hot games. He's playing great to start the season, and Sean Elliott starts selling fucking 100% hats and Mr. 100% shirts. I'm like, stop calling him that, dude. Just let that man play basketball. You're putting all this pressure on Harrison Barnes now. I don't know if that's the reason he's missing now, but even in this game, Harrison Barnes makes like 1 or 2 threes, and Sean Elliott, oh, Mr. 100% is back. Stop calling him Mr. 100%. Just let him shoot threes and play his game, dude. That frustrates me. Again, that's probably not why he's been off, but I blame Sean Elliott. With Champagnie, Champagnie has the 14 points and 10 rebounds. Harrison Barnes has 1 rebound. He does have the 4 assists, so the 4 assists is pretty solid. That's the thing with Harrison Barnes, though. If Harrison Barnes can't make, like 3 or more threes, he's not really providing you very much else. Where Champagnie can give you decent perimeter defense and rebounding. So that's the thing. If Champagnie's 3 ball is off, he can still give you maybe 5 to 10 rebounds. I think he had 11 rebounds last game. He had like 7 rebounds the game before that. So that's another reason for him to be on the court, even if his 3 ball is off. Where with Harrison Barnes, if Harrison Barnes' 3 ball is off, he honestly doesn't provide that much for you out there. I hate to say it, but that just kind of is the truth of it. Getting to Wemby. Wemby drops to 29 points. He's plus 17, so he's obviously our best player, of course. 7 rebounds, 3 steals, only the 1 assist. I think that's kind of what we all want to see from Wemby, is just turn him into more of an offensive hub, especially now. We're doing a better job of getting him the ball in his sweet spots. I've been preaching for it all season long. Let Wemby catch the ball right there at the free throw line, right there at either one of the elbows, and we've been doing a really, really good job of getting him the ball in his sweet spots. De'Aaron Fox does a great job of that. That's one little thing you don't really think about, but if you're a solid point guard, you should be able to throw post-entry passes to your big men, and De'Aaron Fox is probably our best player in terms of just throwing an entry pass into the post. Real quick before I finish Wemby, I fucking love Keldon Johnson. He's so amazing for us. He needs to be in 6th man of the year conversations. If not, the NBA is just hating on him. He only takes 8 shots. He gives us 15 points. He's 3 for 4 from the 3. His corner 3 ball has just been so great out there so far this season. Only 1 turnover, the 2 rebounds, so a little low on the rebounds. We're just used to him getting like 7 or 8 rebounds every game, so he's been amazing in his new role. He just comes off with just the most energy out of anybody on our team. Packs the offensive glass, packs the defensive glass. He's way better defensively than he has been these past couple of seasons. I think he's just locked in, to be honest. He can get switched, say he's mismatched on like a power forward or a center, and they try to back him down and bully him. I've seen multiple players try to do that, and it just doesn't work. You're not going to take advantage of Keldon Johnson down low in the post. If he gets switched onto like a quicker ball handler, that can be a bit of a harder matchup for him. But, last season, the season before, I always make the point, I feel like Keldon would, he get caught ball watching, his player makes a back cut on him, he's ball watching, his player gets lost beyond the arc and knocks down an open 3. This season, I feel like Keldon just just so locked in defensively. He's not an amazing defender, just naturally.